Hi everybody, this is Cynthia Readings, and this reading today is going to be about the solar eclipse happening on the 25th of October in the sign of Scorpio. Now, before I pull cards for you, I want to give you some information on this, okay? So this is okay. First of all, eclipses are, it's like they push us forward, and it is a time for change, and it's time for radical change, okay? Now, there is a solar eclipse on October 25th, and then a lunar eclipse on November 8th, 7th, I believe, okay? So yeah, so this is happening in Scorpio at 2 degrees, and this is very, like, it is conjuncting Venus, okay? I believe all of them are at 2 degrees at this time, but there are other squares happening too. I believe Mercury is close to them as well. Mercury is in the sign of Libra right now at 22 degrees, or sorry, at that time when solar eclipse is going to happen. Now, the moon is in square with Pluto, and we also have Mercury squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So this is a time where it's all about changes. It is really about where we need to make changes. And by the way, for you, especially if it depends where are your placements. Now, if you have Scorpio and Taurus placements, I would really suggest that you have a look at, your birth chart if you can. Even if you don't, let me just tell you that this is going to be impacting you the most. For Taurus placements, let me just say that it's going to impact more so like your physical, because Taurus is a fixed earth sign. And for Scorpio, it's more so like a self, especially if you're a Scorpio rising. It's even a Scorpio sun, it's more so like a self, okay? The changes that you need to make within yourself, okay? On emotional level. So this is also a time where there will be changes in money, in currency, okay? So as we all know what's happening in the world, okay? So if I look at it, in a broader like picture, that is where it's going to be impacting us the most. But I feel like even, as a collective, this is giving us a push forward to make changes in our lives. Now, this is again a time to step outside your comfort zone, okay? This is a time that you're ready to change. This is a time where some of you also need to challenge yourself, okay? Because, we know emotionally and, even physically the changes that we need to make, but sometimes we are in our comfort zone. Another thing I would touch is that this, solar eclipse is really about stepping outside your comfort zone and manifesting correctly. Because at this time, I feel like, especially with that Pluto squaring moon and then squaring Mercury, there can be, difficult conversations. There can be things, that we feel coming to the surface, but it's all about stuff that we need to change, having to learn the lessons the hard way and then moving forward. Okay, and, another thing I'm kind of getting here is that a lot of us are being pushed to make positive changes in our lives, okay? So if there's something recently negative that you went through, it's time that you learn your lesson and push yourself forward. Again, this is all about pushing ourselves forward, okay? Now, this is also going to be impacting us for almost the next 6 months. So this is not just our regular new moon and full moon stuff. This is like something very significant, and I believe last time it happened with Taurus and Scorpio axis, it was back in, I don't know, like 2012, 2014, and then back in 2003 and 2004. So if you remember what happened in your life at that time, good for you. I don't remember. I was a kid back then, okay? I am only like 23 years old right now, so I was in school back then, okay? All right, so let's see. So this Scorpio, solar eclipse is encouraging us to make the changes that are required for us to make important for our soul's growth, okay? And this is also important that we, it's also important that we pay attention to our behavior, self-sabotage, being lazy, procrastinating, or having plans and, purposely self-sabotaging yourself and your plans. This is about empowering yourself, okay? Now, of course, I'm going to go through all signs, but I'm going to give you a brief introduction before I move on to your sign, okay? Okay, now one more thing I'm getting here is that if you and somebody, you guys don't share the same values, if you guys are not on the same page, this is a time to understand where that person may be coming from, and if the vibe doesn't match, you need to let go of that person, okay? This is not a time to force things with other people, especially, okay? This is really about the depth, with the Scorpio. It's about intensity. It's about a call for change, okay? So Scorpio makes it all very intense and, adds depth to this. Now, this is also a time that we must release fear. We must release guilt and confront, okay? Sometimes we may not need to confront other people. We need to confront what we've been doing. We need to have a look at the mirror and really see what we have been doing, okay? So this is a time for you to have that, have a real heavy look at yourself with what you've been doing, where you want to be. Because again, like I said, the changes you're making now, they're going to be impacting you for the next 6 months, okay? Now, another thing I'm getting here is that this is about your shared resources. This is about money. This is about, like positive changes. So when you make positive changes within yourself, of course, they manifest in your life too, but this is something about money, luxury, things like that as well, with Venus being there, okay? Now, it all depends on your sign and where it's happening in which house and stuff, so I'm gonna get to that later on. But mainly, this is a solar eclipse that is helping us to strengthen even our intimate relationships, letting go of negative attachments. Like I said, what makes us truly happy, what makes us more fulfilled, okay? Now, this is also a time period to push forward towards new things, towards, finding new ways, and, letting go of the old. So it's pretty much out with the old, in with the new, okay? And also having a look at our addictions, okay? What have we been addicted to? What have, we been lingering on to, okay? So there's going to be new and potent energy. So I want you guys to pay attention to what you've been wanting to manifest, and of course check out your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture. I would suggest that you watch all 3 signs and then combine and get the message, but if you just want to watch one sign, then I would say watch your rising sign, okay? So to sum it up, this is all about, fresh start. This is about bringing that balance in our relationships, letting go of people who no longer serve us, letting go of codependency issues or just negative attachments, and having to let ourselves, get through that fresh start. So that is all that I have for you guys as an overall view for what's going to be happening for the solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. Do give this video a like if you enjoyed this. And now let's move on to your sign. Hi Pisces, let's see how is the solar eclipse in Scorpio impacting you. So this is going to be happening in your 9th house. So what does that mean for you? Now Pisces, if you have significant Taurus and Scorpio placements, I would suggest that you do watch their videos as well, even though I did explain a lot of it in the intro as well. But for you, it's happening in your 9th house. This is all about, it's almost like taking a chance, learning. This is a house of learning, expanding, travel. Some of you could be very inclined towards traveling or exploring. That is a house of exploring. Can also talk about occult or being into that sometimes. Okay, so for you specifically, this is about challenging your limiting beliefs. How have you been standing in your own way? And I feel like whatever you're thinking, it has a great level of intensity to it, and that is also something you're manifesting. So this house also has a lot to do with your long-term manifestations. This is a great time for you to figure out what has been helping you or hindering you, and that needs to go. And that includes people, situations, things like that, okay? And again, this is a time which is preparing you. This is a time you can use to prepare yourself for the next 6 months, because again, the changes that you're making are going to be impacting you for the next 6 months as a whole. Now, this is a time for you to step outside your comfort zone, challenge yourself, okay? And again, some of you, if you had something in your mind that does involve change, then this is a great time to move towards that change, okay? Staying true to who you are, okay? For some of you, I'm getting that you also feel very different from other people, okay? And sometimes being different is mocked, okay? Like, people are like, oh, why is this person like this? They're stuck up and things like that. No. Now, you're getting this 11-11 energy. So some of you may be seeing that number a lot. Some of you may have Gemini, Aquarius placements. Those are the signs that are here. I feel like you're going to be, again, you know, this energy and this together, you're going to feel very excited to take new adventures. You're going to feel very motivated to move towards something new and breaking free from the norms, okay? This is not a time for you to encage yourself in something. This is a time for you to expand even your horizons, okay? You know, again, this is not about, you know, being set to something or doing things a certain way. This is really about stepping outside your comfort zone for you specifically, Pisces. And that 9th house is ruled by, it is Sagittarian energy. It is about exploring, traveling, learning, okay? You also have the card of patience that came out. So some of you may be feeling like you're losing out on patience on somebody, or you just don't have patience to tolerate somebody's crap, which is okay. This can also mean that you're paying extra attention to your eating habits, your exercise, your day-to-day regime, okay? And if you're not doing that, maybe it's time to focus on that. There could be a friend coming your way. There could be a friend who reaches out that they want to meet up with you during this time. But mainly, you know, I feel like next 6 months for you, this is really about exciting new opportunities. Some of you are thinking about maybe traveling to Europe. But I'm really getting here that this is about, you know, rediscovering things. And there's something very exciting, you know, about you, you know. And then we have exaltation. And what does that mean? You have money, acquisition. So 2nd and 10th house energy together, Capricorn, Taurus placements. Ooh, this is big. So you're going to be acquiring money, okay? Your work is going to be recognized, and money is looking extra good for you. And exaltation is an energy where it is amplified. So I feel like at this time, again, if you have a creative project in mind, if there's something you really feel inclined to do, then go do it. You're the star of the show here, along with, I believe, a couple of other signs as well with Scorpio. So your work being recognized, for some of you, this is also about accumulated wealth, you know, money, public image, things like that. And like I said before, if you do have an idea, it is good that you explore it. Because again, the energies are in your favor. They are also helping you push forward. Okay, so let's see. What more? So mainly very nice energies. People may be wanting to associate themselves with you. So that is, you know, people coming in our lives. Let's see. So we have perfection and we have completion. Pisces, it is also very important that you pay attention to who needs to go from your life. Because again, you know, taking a look at what emotions are no longer serving us. If associating with somebody continually puts you in a drained mindset or feeling drained, then that person needs to go. So this is about endings, new beginnings. You may be feeling very you may be feeling very entangled in something as well. And I feel like Pisces, you're growing, you're expanding. There's that Empress energy that I see for you, but there's somebody who's mad at you. just for being who you are, or because you're achieving so much here, because there's like somebody around you, Pisces, who looks at you and they feel like your life is more exciting than theirs and kind of like giving you the side eye. Who did I say it to? Aquarius as well got a similar message, and possibly Scorpio. So again, cleanse your energy and get rid of those people. Don't listen to them too much. Again, you are, you're growing, you're expanding. For you, this is not about playing it small. This is about breaking free and, doing all that you want to do, exploring, and a very exciting, adventurous energy here, especially with that Venus being there. It even supports it further. So forget about who doesn't like you doing all that, but again, be mindful, because people do give us hints. Okay, so that's it, Pisces. Those were the messages that showed up for you. I feel like a big message for you is to not play it small when it comes to your potential. You can have a look at your reading, your full reading. That is also up on my channel if you're interested. Now that's all that I got for you, Pisces. Do give this video a like if you got something out of the reading. Take care and bye-bye.